Hey everyone, it's me, Virgil Ficus, back to capitalize on some recent transfer news. Bit of a cheap ploy, but we're going to go with it to talk about that guy right there, Mr. Kalvin Phillips, formerly of Leeds United, now of the sky blue Manchester City variety. And I just wanted to take this short video and talk a little bit about where we think he's going to go in Manchester City's starting 11. Now, some of you might say he's not going to be in Manchester City's starting 11. He's going to be on the bench, which, fair enough. That remains to be seen. Manchester City is full of quality, as you can see from that sort of snapshot of the bench down there, regardless of who may be going in and out. Phillips is likely going to be part of the plans going forward. So where I've got him here is where I think is most likely that he'll play. It's one of the places that he's played for England when Rice plays the pivot, where presumably Rodri will get first shout at that position. But if he doesn't, and on the games that Phillips does play the pivot, presumably Rodri won't be starting. You could easily see Gundogan play in the formation like that with the midfield three of De Bruyne, Phillips, and Gundogan, where Phillips is playing the pivot that he's naturally played for Leeds. But again, in the event that you get both players in the lineup at the same time, I think it's going to be Phillips that sort of sacrifices his more natural position in favor of the more advanced midfield role that he's played a number of times, and I think he's proved he can do it well enough. Another option would be somewhat radically change the formation a little bit. I view this as far less likely, but in the event that Pep goes with more of a two holding midfielders, you could see De Bruyne and Grealish be pushed out wide with Foden playing something around that position, maybe more of a floating striker around here, just sort of link up play as well. That center forward role with obviously the also incoming Erling Haaland playing the more central striker role / floating above Foden, where Foden comes back and plays that number 10 role maybe. But either way, it's fun to think about. And then the last one would potentially be back to more of that, again, floating wingers with Grealish and Foden, Haaland playing through the middle, and then again, Phillips playing in a more advanced role with Rodri playing the pivot, unless, of course, Rodri is out, in which case I think Phillips will take that pivot. So to conclude, my main thoughts are I think Philip is going to deputize a little bit for Rodri. Insofar as I think Rodri is going to get the first bite at playing that pivot role, unless, again, there's a dip in form from him or an injury potentially. I think Phillips, when he plays in tandem with Rodri, is going to be the more advanced of the two, and then Phillips is going to play that pivot when Rodri is out, similar to kind of what we saw in obviously a very different career arc, but similar with what Fernandinho was playing. Obviously he is gone now, but he definitely played, again, that deputizing role to Rodri, playing in the pivot when Rodri wasn't playing center back sometimes for them. I don't think Phillips is necessarily going to play center back, but I do think that's within his skill set to do that if Pep so chooses. But the less radical assumption would be what we have here or what we have right here with, again, Phillips playing in the advanced role, creating but also defending, using those superb skills that he put on play in his years at Leeds United, and I would wish him all the best going forward at Man City. Thank you guys for tuning in for this one. If you want me to do more like this, where we just discuss recent transfer news or just have some fun with formations, let me know in the comments, and hope to see you again next time. Thanks.